Good afternoon. I'm Bagger Don at Stock Market Caddy, and today is Saturday, February 24th at about noon. We are going to detail in this video a strategy that we ran for the entire week last week. And we're going to give you how we went about it and what the results were. However, if you are seeing this video on YouTube and you are an annual member, you might want to first go to your members website. See, we have a members website that is password controlled. And if you come here to annual members, strategy tips, this video with much more detail. In the strategy tips for our members, we will tell them more specifically what our settings were in a little bit more detail. You can come here and see it. So I want you to know. Once again, this is our website for our members that we call SMC Pro Shop. The nightly videos can be found here. The tutorials for what we're showing in the nightly video can be found here. This is for our monthly members. SMC tips, trading tips, TradeStation tips can be found here. And the annual members get access to so much more: the radar library, the indicator library, the strategy library, the Q School videos, and strategy tips. Basically, annual members can go any place with their password on this. So let's get started. A little more than a week and a half ago, we set out to run a strategy whereby we could run one NQ contract 24/7 from Sunday at 6 p.m. ideally to Friday at noon or sometime earlier. That was the idea, 24/7. Now, a lot of our programs and a lot of our trading styles, individual trading styles, is to run for a few hours each day and to turn off. But in this instance, and what we've been working on for the last few weeks, and we're going to be doing it again next week with a different strategy, is to have a strategy that is running like an oil derrick, just running 24/7. The strategy that we used is a strategy that we have had in our library for now a few years. And the truth of the matter is, I have never run it in the configuration that we did, namely on point and figure. I had never done that. I'm not sure if any of our members have done that. By the way, if you are an annual member, please, and you're seeing this video, please go to the members website now, SMC Pro Shop, go to strategy tip number 2, and we're going to give you the precise settings. When we ran the back test on this strategy, this is what we saw over a 4-month period. A profit factor of 1.48, $42,000. A winning percentage that wasn't very high, a winning percentage of 36%, rounded off 37%. A performance graph that looked like this. It looked pretty good. And we did not think there was much or any spuriousness in this. We also ran it through the Walk Forward Optimizer, and it looked pretty consistent. So we set out last week on Sunday night with an account balance of $25,000 to trade one NQ. Now, $25,000, if we're trading one NQ during normal session hours, is going to be more than enough capital. The necessary margin is approximately $1,900. Overnight, we would need about $19,000. So more margin than I'm be comfortable with normally, but overnight, the $25,000 in the account would be adequate. During normal session hours, it would be plenty. So what you want to know those that see this on YouTube is, how did we do? And most importantly, how did we do in contrast to the model? Let me show you. Now, this is a screenshot of when we turned down the strategy. We started with 25,000. The expectation we had was to do about 50 trades. We hoped to do about $2,500 to $5,000 net. We hoped to perform in line with the model with a profit factor of 1.5 to maybe 2. So there was the potential to do even more than 5,000. And we hoped to do better than a 35% win rate so that it would be comfortable. The drawdown. Now, on Monday, the public markets were closed, the futures were open. And on Tuesday, the trading was pretty tight. We can make all kinds of excuses, but it was in front of the Fed minutes and in front of NVIDIA earnings. So we did experience a drawdown. We had a run-up of about 1,000, not enough for us to turn off the strategy. And we had a drawdown of about $1,500 and at one point $2,000 for a few hours, but not much more than that. And I'm happy to say, when the volatility returned to the market, the strategy completely regrouped that drawdown and brought us up to 27,696.20 for a weekly net of $2,696, more than what we expected. I intervened twice. On one trade, we did intervene. I would have been better off not intervening. And the second intervention was turning off the strategy on Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. We opted not to run on Friday. And as it turns out, that also was not probably the best decision, because at one point the strategy was up another $2,000, would have comfortably ended up another $1,000. Our profit factor was 1.45, right in line with the back test. The winning percentage was 33%, right in line. Now, is this any guarantee that that's what we're going to do next week or over the next 2 months, that we're going to make $40,000? No, there never is. But I did want to share with you what we did last week and why and how we set it up. Now, if you are passing by and hearing this and you want to reach out to us, don't hesitate. If you are an annual member and you're hearing this on YouTube, please remember, go to SMC Pro Shop Strategy Tips, because in a moment I'm going to give our annual members the specific strategy, the specific inputs, and the chart setup of what we did and why right now.